Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Tittle Tattle Tarot. It's Georgie. And on the table today, I'm going to be using the Deviant Moon Tarot to help me understand what on earth is going on with Gary Glitter. Now, anybody from the UK will know immediately who Gary Glitter is, but I don't know how popular he was in Australia or America. So you will have to tell me whether you are familiar with this man. If you're not, please carry on listening because it is a horrible tale. It's a vile tale. And I'm sure that it will resonate with you in your country, regarding other people that, are equally as vile and that you can tell me about. This man, Gary Glitter, he was a glam rock star, I would call him, back in the 70s. Been in show business for a long, long time. And unbeknown to us in the 70s, he'd been abusing children for decades. Not just girls, boys as well, all ages. I think there have been reports of attempted SA with girls as young as 10. But yes, absolutely atrocious man. And the only reason this man got caught, he had over 4,000 images of SA and just very indecent images of children on his computer. And his computer wasn't working. So he took it into, I think it was something like PC World. And that's where the engineers at PC World found all this disturbing imagery. And that was that. And then everybody who had been abused by him, that had been too frightened to come forward because this man, was quite powerful, intimidating, what have you. People that had been abused as very young children and never told anyone. They all started coming forward and, telling what had happened to them. And basically, this man had been flying all over the world to very poor countries, like Vietnam and, all those very, very poor countries where children, life is cheap, isn't it? What a terrible thing to say, but it is. And he would go to countries like that where, you could just give a few dollars, whatever currency they use, and use children. And that was one of his go-to places, going over there to, these really poor countries. And basically, to cut a long story short, back in 2015, he got a sentence for 16 years. And in February of this year, it got to 8 years and he'd served half of his sentence. So it was decided, oh, we'll let him go. So after serving 8 years of a 15-year sentence, he was free. And 40 days later, less than 40 days later, he's trying to access the dark web. So he's trying to access on his phone extremely disturbing images of children through a very, very dark website, trying to get access to it. So obviously it was flagged up immediately. And yeah, he's back in jail now. So I have some very specific questions. I was going to pull a Celtic cross, but I decided actually I'm going to ask very specific questions because I think that my tarot works best, when I ask very direct questions rather than, just energy and just, what's going on generally. So I'm going to be very direct. First of all, this man, Gary Glitter, oh God's sake, can I say? Does he feel he's done nothing wrong? Does he just, he's such an entitled man. Does he just feel that it's just fine? It's fine what he's done. He's done nothing wrong. He just has a desire for this kind of thing. And yes, that's it. That's it. There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with what he does. Is that how he feels? Let's just pull some cards. Yeah. Okay. So this here, we've got the 9 of Cups. It's that greedy card. It's sort of indulgence. You do what you like. Look how this thing here has come, sort of summoned up the genie, the wishes, the dreams. What I want, and I'm going to have whatever I want. I'm going to have, because I'm Gary Glitter. And you know, this is the energy around that. And I'm going to indulge in what I want because I can, and I will, and I'll get my pleasure however I can. Now it's in reverse, and I'm seeing that as, you know, the utmost of it, that the real depraved, I will have what I want when I want it, and you can't stop me. Well, luckily he was stopped, but that's the energy around him. That is his feeling. I want this, I will have it. And he doesn't see anything wrong with it. You know, this is like, I mean, Gary Glitter was the glam king, you know, he ridiculous stage costumes. I mean, this could almost be him, you know, with like sort of glittery crown and robes and things. And then all of the public, you know, back then in the 70s, oh my God, Gary Glitter concerts, and, you know, young girls particularly, you know, were very sort of, you know, oh, Gary Glitter. It's impossible to think about it now, but, you know, all the hands up to the stage to this man. He was elevated in such a way. This is how he still sees himself. You know, although how can he, you know, when people are sort of repulsed by him, but he still has this vision of himself as this great sort of leader. He was called the leader, actually, funnily enough, me using that word, you know, leader. He has this kind of image of himself still, that people should, you know, raise their hands to him, should exalt him, you know, that probably there are certain people that are involved in the same kind of debauched stuff that he's involved with that do think about him like that. But no, I mean, he's saying, I was a rock god. I was a rock god, and I want this, I want that. Well, do you remember when I was a rock god and you were all buying my tickets and this, that, and the other? You know, so he's still got this grandiose opinion of himself, very big-headed opinion still. And this one here, you know, it tells me we all have choices. You know, we juggle up, and I'm seeing this right from wrong. You know, we all know to some extent. There are some people who don't. True, a very tiny proportion of people who do not know right from wrong. But on the whole, you know, we know the good from the bad. We weigh up situations. What, you know, what should I do here? What will be the best outcome for me, the best outcome for other people? What is fair? What is right? So it's very much sort of that thinking and weighing things up. Well, this is in reverse. He's dropped it, and he doesn't ever consider the consequences to other people. That's what I would say from this. You know, there's no, that could hurt someone, that could have repercussions on somebody for their life. Doesn't matter. I'm going to get what I want because I'm Gary Glitter, and there's no option here. I want whatever it is, and I'm going to take it. And with a child, I'm going to take what I want from them. Don't care about any repercussions for them. No sympathy, no thought, no nothing. I take what I want. And this is the traveling card. Yeah, and he would go wherever he wanted to get it. He doesn't see anything wrong. My question was, does he feel that he's done something wrong? Does he feel that he's done nothing wrong? He feels that he's done nothing wrong. And this is the travel card. This is him traveling all over the world to satisfy this. Going wherever he wanted to go, or out to, you know, these very poor sort of Vietnam, Cambodia, those sort of places, wherever it was, to find children, where, you know, as I say, life is cheap over there, and it sounds dreadful, but the things that you could get away with over there are far, far greater than what you could get away with over here. And this is his traveling around to find his desire. So no, that there is not one single card there of regret, remorse. It's no, not at all. So that was my first question. My second question is, how will the prison system react? So he's been let go. He was in prison in Dorset, which is right down sort of in the toe of England. If you could think of a map of the UK and you think about the south, and it goes down and it's sort of down towards, it's not down there, that's Cornwall, but you know, it's heading down to sort of the toe of England, if you like. So he was in Dorset on the south coast, and I want to know, I don't know whether he's gone back to that prison, because that was quite an open prison. Hopefully they've upgraded him and he's gone to a much harsher prison, surrounded by harsher men, surrounded by a harsher regime. I don't know which prison he's gone to. But how will the prison system react? And by system, I mean the staff and the inmates. How are they going to react having this man back after being released 8 years early, and after virtually as soon as he's out, trying to access more child images? How will they react? How will the prison system react? It's going to be much, much harder for him this time. I don't know whether it would be the same prison. I think that was something, I think we call it category C, which is very sort of, I don't know whether you say it's an open prison, but it's certainly not. It's not like a very harsh prison. He's going to have a much harder time this time. I think the last time he did his sentence, you know, and he did those 8 years, he was released in February. People were very much, ugh, Gary Glitter, I can't be bothered with that man. And they kind of ignored him. He was shunned. He was ignored. He was just like, you know, vilified. But people didn't attack him. It was just like, we call it a nonce. He's a nonce. He's a nonce. Don't go near him, you know, ignore him. You know, and the staff and the prisoners were all the same. Ignore him. We don't care about him. Just don't do anything to, you know, increase your own sentence. Don't do anything like that. Just walk away from him. And that's what I think they did. And there we go. So I think that is what happened to the nth degree on this one. They just totally ignored him and they didn't want anything to do with him. We have here the Two of Cups. It's like a union. It's like, I would see this as prison staff and prisoners equally hated him. You know, he wasn't given any real protection by the prison staff. You know, if somebody had like tripped him up or, you know, done something, not try to kill him, because it wasn't that kind of prison, but you know, if he'd been pushed or what have you, the prison staff would have just turned a blind eye. And he was equally, you know, equally vilified by both the prison staff and the prisoners, rightly so, I think, you know, and they were all on the same page regarding him. The Tower, well, you know, the Tower is also the body. I always like to say, you know, it's the mind and the body, how the skeleton holds up. I think that his health in prison took a tremendous turn for the worst. You know, the prison food wouldn't have been that brilliant. I think that mentally he suffered a lot and couldn't understand it, because, you know, up here he's still this row, he's still this man who did what he wanted to do, and, you know, was loved, and, you know, had such a big ego on him, and, you know, no conscience. So his health has suffered in prison, very much so, and rightly so. You don't go there for a health camp, do you? So, you know, the prison system didn't really care that, you know, maybe his body was starting to fall apart a bit. They didn't care about that. And strength here, yes, and I see this again as people ganging up. I mean, you could look this as like the prison system shouting into him, no, you know, we're not interested, you know, you've got no rights here, you're not this up here, you've got no rights here. So I see this more as like the prison system, you know, doing exactly what they should do, putting this man in place. But, you know, it's not down to the prison service, is it, that he gets released 8 years early? So I want to know now whether his life is in danger. Going back into prison, is his life in danger? Is his life in danger? Is his life in danger? And that's the only question I'm asking here. And I'll just see if I can get this with one card. Is his life in danger? The star upright. He is going to be the focal point. Let's put it like that. This isn't telling me it's in danger, but it's telling me that he is being focused on. And star is usually quite a healing card. Now, I don't see that as being a healing card for being in prison, but I do see this a little bit like the sun, you know, all eyes are on you. We're watching. And I see this more as, you know, the healing and the health of the people who he attacked. You know, I see this as a healing card for the people that he attacked. And everyone's saying, oh, he's got out 8 years early. Well, yes, a silly man, stupid man, horrible man has gone back again now. So this is a healing for all the people that turned around and said, oh my God, you know, he did this to me, he did that to me when I was a child, and now he's out. Well, now he's back. And the focus, all eyes will be on him. So all eyes will be on him while he's in jail again. And the healing can start to happen for the people whose life he affected because he's back in there. So, will he die in prison of natural causes? Will he die in prison of natural causes? 78, you know, will it be natural causes that he dies from in prison? Just natural causes. Will Gary Glitter die from natural causes in prison? Ace of Swords is justice. Do you know, I think he will. I think he will. That is, yes. Ace of Swords is a big yes card. So I will ask the final question. Will he be taken out in prison? Will he be? Will something happen to him that is not of natural causes? Will something happen that is not a natural death? He will die in prison, but will it be something that is not a natural death? Will it not be a natural death? King of Pentacles. I don't think so. I don't think that somebody is going to take him out, although there could be some money involved. You know, it could be one of these situations where it's made to look like a natural death, but somewhere along the line, somebody has got some money from it. The actual, let's put it like this. When he does pass, it will be, he has passed away in prison, a bit like a Jeffrey situation. You know, he's passed in prison, although his was the S word, wasn't it? I've got to be so careful with this blimmin' thing, haven't you, what you say? So he took himself out, Epstein. I don't see Glitter taking himself out. He's got too much of an ego. He's too much of a coward. And that is not, I believe, from these cards, his mode of working, because he doesn't believe he's done anything wrong. It's still so full of himself. So no, I don't think it's going to be taking himself out. He is going to die in prison. This next prison bout will see his death, definitely. And it's saying to me it will be reported as a natural death, but I'm looking at this and I think that there could be some money behind this. Somebody is paid, or, you know, what have you, to do something to him. And yeah, there is something there where that somebody has a hand in this, but the actual result will be, no, he died in prison. either by his own hands, which I think is unlikely, or, passed away. But no, I think that somebody does pay to have him removed. So that's it. That's it. I wanted specific questions and I wanted specific answers. And I think we got them with the Tarot of the Abyss. Let me know if you know of Gary Glitter. I mean, I remember in the 70s, glam rock. You want to be in my gang? Do you want to be in my gang? Oh, Gary Glitter, what a vile man. All part of this dreadful UK worldwide ring of people doing the most vile things to children. And they should rot in prison, shouldn't they? I don't know what else we should do. I don't know what else we should do with these people, but certainly not getting out. Just, oh, well, he's done half his sentence. Let's let him out. Let's let them all out after half their sentence is served. Absolutely ridiculous. But I think we'll be hearing, within this next sentence that, yes, he's passed. And maybe not quite the way that the media tell us. So thank you very much. Let's forget about this vile man, go about our day, and I'll be back again soon with another one, hopefully a happier topic. Bye-bye.